Finally, I've been waiting for a software like this and I found it. So over the last 2 years, I've been doing GoHighLevel Reputation Management, where I just help local business owners get Google reviews. And you can see here's me up on stage at HighLevel. I won their SaaSpreneur Award. You can see it's behind me as well. I make about $24,000 per month doing this. You really don't need any employees, no needy clients. You just help people get Google reviews. And this is actually like legit. You can check out reviewharvest.com. Like, this is my company. This is what we do. I'm a full-time on Review Harvest and I make these videos for fun. And so I say that because this YouTube thing is my side gig. So there's really no other high-level affiliate YouTubers that have actually onboarded 200 plus business owners for GoHighLevel Reputation Management. Maybe they've done it for other stuff, but for this stuff, this is like my bread and butter. And so I made a video previously about how I've onboarded over 200 clients. You can check out that video up here in the corner. We'll link it there. But the main holdup, GoHighLevel onboarding, the biggest bottleneck for all of my operations was creating a CRM integration for all my clients on the onboarding process. And so what that basically means is my clients use some sort of booking software or some sort of CRM like a Jobber or like a Square or whatever for all their appointments. And I need to get integrated into their software, get them to send us their new contacts every time they want us to request a review. And so it shouldn't be too difficult, but a lot of times we're dealing with business owners who are not super tech savvy and they don't just know how to do that, or they don't trust you just to add you to their CRM and stuff like that. And so it can be a massive bottleneck, and it's been a real hardship for me over the last 2 years. And honestly, I say that because I don't get too excited about new software often anymore. After being in the make money online and digital marketing community for like 4 or 5 years, there's new revolutionary softwares that come out every single month. And honestly, I've just kind of gotten numbness to it. I'm just like, it is what it is. But this software was developed by people in my community, in the HighLevel house, specifically for people trying to use HighLevel and trying to use HighLevel for reputation management services. So they specifically created this to make this process of integrating with another client's CRM as simple as possible when you're using HighLevel. And so in the past, we have to go through all of these steps. And the ones that are highlighted in blue could technically be done by the client on their own, but normally they want to get done. And I'm not saying that this is going to make onboarding easy. It's not.
It's not going to be easy. It's going to be really hard.
But now it is at least possible to have a client fully onboard themselves without an onboarding call. It is at least possible now, which is so exciting. If you have other pieces of your business in place, like you have the right targeting where a lot of your clients use the same CRM, and you have enough reputation and branding so that they trust you to actually go through the process and they want to be prepared for that call and pay attention to you, you can actually make this happen. And so used to, they'd have to log in, connect their Google Business profile, upload contacts, and then they could upload a personalized image for the review requests, and then connect their social media accounts. And if you're like super, like, what the heck is he talking about here? Watch this other video on how I onboarded over 200 clients, linked up above there. It'll help add some context to this. And I have a bunch of other videos on onboarding and stuff like that. But once they connect their social media accounts, that was pretty much it. Like, they would have to book an onboarding call, and to get connected to their CRM, we would normally use Zapier to create all of these CRM integrations. So you can see I've just got CRM integrations for days. I would have to get them to log into my Zapier account. How clunky is that? Imagine you get on a call and I'm like, hey, log in with my email, Clay's email, and here's my password too. Log in and just connect it here. How clunky is that? It's so clunky. And I've done this like 150, 200 times actually. And so it's super clunky. And now we finally have a solution where they don't have to do that. And so basically, I would have to be on a call with them so I can give them my password and give them the 2-factor authentication on my phone, because when you give your password out to everybody, you have to have 2-factor authentication on so they don't log in later, right? And so I had to do it on a call. There was just no other option. But now finally, we do have another option. And so can I get card on file, ask for a referral? I would make sure I did all those on the actual onboarding call. And then you have kind of your post-call onboarding checklist of things to do and get set up from there. But now what we can do is this process changes, right? So now we have the sign up, they can log in. So now we can really streamline this onboarding process where somebody can sign up without talking to us if our marketing is right and we have to have a free trial. We can send over a fire welcome video, so a very in-depth video showing them how they can set up their own account. So showing them how to connect their Google Business profile in the dashboard, like how do they go here and they click on Connect Google. How do they do that? Then showing them to upload their personalized image. So show them to upload their personalized image in media storage and maybe showing them an example of that on the video. They can connect their social media accounts to the social planner so that we can automatically post these reviews. So if we go to social planner, you can see they can go ahead and connect all their accounts here. Connect their CRM. So here is where we get to the nitty gritty. Here's what we've been talking about. The software that has really revolutionized the game for businesses like Review Harvest that are white labeling HighLevel, helping local business owners get reviews, is called GHL Connector. And so what GHL Connector is, think about it as Zapier, but specifically made for us and better. And so the reason why I say it's better is because it can be natively embedded into your HighLevel account. So it's native in there, they can just click on it. That's one reason it's better. Second reason it's better is because now when you connect this, not only is it gonna sync it for all future contacts that come into their system or book an appointment or whatever that we want to request a review from, and so you don't have to create a Zapier integration, it's also gonna pull retroactively their client list. So if we go back, we can see we used to have to upload contacts, and this can be an absolute pain. You have to go to their CRM. You have to find where their contact list is. You have to figure out how to export a contact list in 10, 20, 30 different CRMs sometime if all your clients are using different softwares. And then when you do download that CSV file, a lot of times you have to clean it up, And so it takes you 15, 20 minutes to clean it up on the onboarding call, or they send it to you to do it later. And now with GHL Connector, it's going to sync those contacts in automatically. So no import and export is required at all. Because even from there, once they have the CSV file and it is cleaned up, then you have to upload it into HighLevel, show them how to map the fields and show them how to go through that process. And it's not necessarily intuitive. And so now instead, they can just natively click on that custom menu link and sync all their previous contacts and sync it for the future as well. So without further ado, how do you set this up? So you can set this up once and install in a bunch of sub accounts. And then once somebody signs up, if they're assigned to that sub account, it'll automatically be in their custom menu link. So let's see here. We can go to custom menu links. We can click on create new. From there, you can go to the sub account. So go to the sub account of your client, whatever your client's sub account is. You can click on contacts. You can see that you don't have any contacts in the system yet. But if they click on the GHL connector, that little integration custom menu link, they can then select their CRM, whichever CRM they're using, and they're adding to integrations daily, and they're actually even taking requests from people, and you can pay them a little bit to expedite that process if you need it. So they can choose their system. They can authenticate their account through Jobber. What that is now, instead of them having to log into my Zapier and connect Jobber, now they can just click on authenticate through Jobber, and it's gonna prompt them to log in. From there, it's gonna ask them to establish a secure connection, and boom, now it is connected. And you can see the contacts will be syncing, and now all the new contacts will also be being added. And so one thing for the initial setup is that when you do set this up for the first time, you wanna add this custom menu link, and I'll show you how to do that. So you go to your agency view of HighLevel. So if you don't know if you're there or not, just click on this click here to switch or whatever. And if you're in a sub account, it should say switch to agency view. And so go to your agency view, click on settings, click on custom menu links. And then you can see here, I've already added this, but you'll just click on create new. You can select the icon, so whatever icon you want. Like I think I did like a linker or something like that, just something to show connection. You can title it integration, CRM integration, whatever you think. For example, if all of your clients use a certain software like Square or something, you could just say Square integration, right? And then the link URL, they give you this to you here. So on their manual, on their setup guide, you can just copy this link and you can paste it in right here. You can see it's dynamically pulling the location ID and the session key in. And then what you wanna do is you wanna just leave this as an iframe. And what I recommend is having it just in all the sub accounts sidebar. You don't need it in the agency level. And then you can just select all sub accounts and all future sub accounts as well. And so if you need to exclude any sub accounts, you can. And if you wanted to only show this to like the agency admin, you could. But then you just click on save, and then that's what's going to create this integration down here on the side panel. And so the only point of friction that you have here, which is there's a really easy workaround for, is that when you do get a new client, you have to attach the client's location ID and API key into the GHL Connector app. And so what I mean by that is when we come into the app, we have to go to set up a sub account, and you have to come in here, and this is just for you tracking. So you just be like future client name, whatever. And you have to add a location ID, and you have to add an API key of that location. So you have to go to your location, you can go to settings, you go to your sub account here, you go to settings, you click on location ID right here. You can copy that. This is unique for your sub account. And then you also click on copy API key. And you can copy this API key. And then you paste both of those things here. And what that's doing is that's setting up that's setting up the GHL connector for this sub account. And so once you add in your location ID and your API key, you can add this sub account, and then it's going to pop open with the list of all the sub accounts you've added, and you can see what's connected and what's not connected. And so you can see I have the demo account added here and there's no connection. Also, if you need to, you can click on the dashboard for each integration and you can see whether it has been pulling contacts. So if we click on dashboard here, you can see it's pulled 57 contacts and you kind of have some history and some data around making sure everything's working, which is awesome. But now that you've created this sub account in the GHL Connector app, now when we go back to the sub account and we click on integration, now we're able to integrate with whatever system we want to. And so if we need to integrate, look at all these integrations they've added. Like, guys, these people are so new. I think this was like Melvin and Tuan started building this like 2 months ago and they launched it like 3 weeks ago. So they're just adding stuff like madmen. And so if your people use HubSpot, you can click on HubSpot. You can choose a date filter. So you can choose how far back do you want to go pull your previous contacts from. So let's say we want to pull contacts from December 1st of 2024. And then from there, you can authenticate through HubSpot. It's just going to prompt you to log in. And from there, it's going to add your contacts. And so I'll show you a quick little integration we can do. Jobber, let's pull from just last month. And we can select either jobs or invoices or both. So I'm just going to select jobs, authenticate through Jobber. It's going to prompt me to log in to a Jobber account. And I was already logged into a Jobber account on another tab, so we can just establish this secure connection here. Bada bing, bada boom. It'll probably take about 20 seconds to a couple minutes, depending on how many previous contacts it's pulling. So if it's a lot of previous contacts, it's going to take a little bit longer to connect. So just give it some time. But you click on contacts here and now we can see, boom, we've got contacts added. And you can see this is the initial sync. So there's only 3 new contacts from previous. But yeah, stuff was added. That's great to see. And then if the client needs to come in here and manage the integration or disconnect it or connect a different one, they can just click on disconnect from Jobber or disconnect from whatever system, and they can just start over. And this way, now finally everything is on the client side and there's nothing that we have to do. And so like I said before, this isn't gonna be easy, right? Like not everybody's gonna do this, but it is now at least possible, right? When integration fails or when they start using a new CRM, every time one of my clients change CRMs right now, I have to get on a demo call or a support call with them and walk them through the process of reconnecting. Now with this, I can just send over a simple screen recording video showing them how to do it within their dashboard, and we don't have to take a 10-15 minute call that's just gonna interrupt my day or their day, right? And so we can do it async, which is so huge. And so if you want to try and automate your onboarding process, try to get off as many calls and hopefully streamline your business even more with GoHighLevel, sign up to GoHighLevel Connector with the link down below in the description. You'll get a 7-day free trial, so you can start testing it for free. From there, they have different pricing plans for whatever level you're on. And so pricing wise, honestly, not only is it better than Jobber, but the price is pretty much comparable, if not cheaper to Jobber for every CRM integration that I do, because I spend way too much money, thousands of dollars on Zapier a year right now. And so their pricing is great, and Tuan and Melvin are just continuing to grow this thing, and they're very responsive to support and stuff like that. So sign up with them, and obviously if you haven't already, feel free to sign up with my HighLevel link down below in the description. You'll get access to all of our training, courses, snapshots, 2 coaching calls a week at least, and you'll get access to the full call that we did with Melvin and Tuan, where we did a Q&A and we demoed the whole product and they answered all the questions that people had. And so I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to see how I onboarded over 200 clients onto GoHighLevel for reputation management services, click on the link right here in this next video. I think you'll like it. Peace.